Years after your first goal? For your sister or for the emotions?
For my sister, of course, yeah. I was liking my sister a lot and I lost my sister. Yeah, life is like this, so.
Some footballers play for trophies, some play for money, some play to become legends. But for Jan Diamonde, every sprint, every dribble, every goal is for one person. His little sister, Roxanne, the girl who believed he would become one of the best footballers in the world long before anyone else did. She never got to see him reach the biggest stage, yet she is the reason he keeps going. This is the heartbreaking story of Jan Diamonde. Jan Diamonde was born in Ivory Coast and grew up in Abidjan in a family that had very little money. Their home was crowded. More than 20 family members shared the same house. Like many African children, football wasn't just entertainment, it was freedom. Every day he played in dusty streets, wearing cheap plastic sandals because proper football boots were impossible to afford. His idol was Cristiano Ronaldo. He admired Ronaldo so much that when someone gave him a fake Manchester United shirt, he wrote Ronaldo 7 on the back himself using a black marker. The adults in the neighborhood nicknamed him Roberto Carlos because of the incredible power of his shots. But inside, he only wanted to become the next Cristiano Ronaldo, and nobody believed he could. Nobody. Except one person. His younger sister, Roxanne. Roxanne wasn't simply his sister, she became his biggest supporter. Whenever relatives laughed at Jan's dream, she defended him. When people doubted him, they dreamed together. One day, Jan would become a professional footballer. They would move abroad, buy their mother a better home, travel together, and live the life they could only imagine as children. Those dreams became the fuel that kept Jan working, because if Roxanne believed in him, he couldn't give up. The road to professional football was anything but easy. As a teenager, Jan left home to chase his dream. He trained near the Ghanaian border before eventually moving to the United States. Being thousands of kilometers away from family was incredibly difficult. Even worse, the opportunities never came. European clubs rejected him. American clubs rejected him. Trial after trial ended in disappointment. His visa eventually expired. It seemed the dream was over. He returned home devastated. But Roxanne never changed. She kept telling him exactly what she had always said. You'll make it. And somehow, only weeks later, everything changed. Spanish club Leganés finally offered him the opportunity no one else would. His perseverance through repeated rejections became the turning point in his career. Jan signed for Leganés. The impossible suddenly felt possible. After years of rejection, at only 18 years old, he made his senior debut against Real Madrid. Imagine that moment. A boy who once played barefoot in Abidjan, standing on the same pitch as some of the biggest names in football. He even exchanged shirts with Kylian Mbappé after the match. The future looked brighter than ever. But only weeks later, everything changed forever. Jan began receiving repeated calls from home. Finally, he answered. The news was devastating. His sister Roxanne, only 15 years old, had died. According to Jan, someone had allegedly spiked her drink during a party, and she never woke up. The loss came shortly after his professional debut and left him emotionally shattered. He later admitted that he couldn't even cry. He was simply numb. He described feeling empty, like he was no longer human. Questions flooded his mind. Why her? Could he have protected her? Would things have been different if he had been home? Those questions still have no answers. Before representing Ivory Coast at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Jan published an emotional open letter dedicated to Roxanne. Rather than focusing on football, he remembered their childhood, their shared dreams, the fake Ronaldo shirt, playing football in sandals, and the sister who believed in him before the world did. He wrote that everything he does on a football pitch is now for her to inspire him. The letter spread across the football world. Millions of fans who had never heard of Jan Diamonde suddenly understood the pain behind every celebration. After impressing in Spain, Diamonde earned a move to RB Leipzig, where his explosive pace, fearless dribbling, and maturity made him one of Europe's brightest young talents. His performances also earned him a place with the Ivory Coast national team at the 2026 World Cup. Now, some of Europe's biggest clubs are fighting for his signature. But if you ask Jan what drives him, it isn't fame, it isn't money, it isn't headlines. It's fulfilling the promise he made to the one person who believed in him before anyone else did. Football gives us unforgettable goals, historic victories, legendary moments, but sometimes the greatest stories happen far away from the stadium. Jan Diamonde reminds us that behind every young superstar is a human being carrying invisible scars. Every celebration, every victory, every dream is a tribute to Roxanne. And perhaps, as long as football remembers her name, she is still watching over her brother. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which football story I should cover next.